Hi, you're watching Heart of Gold. I am Paul Chartier. Thanks for joining. We have two lovely ladies from the Kentucky Youth Leadership Organization. I think clarity is kind of why we're here right now. Dawn Brockman and Kim Drummond, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who would like to start and explain for which organization we're here tonight?
Well, we're here for the Kentucky Youth Leadership Organization, and Kentucky Youth Leadership is actually a member of the Kentucky KY3C Coalition, which is a group of people from institutions all over the state that are trying to get kind of on a same page about how we bring education to our population about essential skills, soft skills, employability skills. So Kim has really been in the mix of everything on a state level and knows kind of what's happening on the overarching, and I'm working really closely in the Lexington area right now just to get some stuff on the ground here for our students.
How does Kentucky Youth fit under Kim's organization?
I don't know how you want to explain your members.
Sure. So the Kentucky College and Career Connection Coalition, which is the 3 C's of KY3C, it's a voluntary network of all different kinds of, we have a mix. We have some outreach, educational outreach, grant-funded programs. We have K-12 schools. We have post-secondary institutions, colleges and universities, nonprofit organizations. And really we're coming together because there are hundreds of folks working in our schools and communities to help our students and families understand how to better prepare for life after high school, whether that be college or a career. And while all of this work is going on affecting thousands of students, we're not talking to each other. And so Dawn and her organization is a great example of one piece of work that's going on in all different communities across the state.
So with your organization, Kim, it's statewide.
Yes.
And ages what to what or grade what to what?
Well, we serve we're gathering organizations that directly serve students and families, and it's everywhere from early childhood all the way to adult students. Some who are seeking their GED, some that need to go back to school to get a college degree. So it's a really wide range.
We have not cleared anything up yet, but we will get there. Is it education based only, or is it life skills as well? Is it?
It is
health and safety.
It's education focused,
okay,
but with a broader focus than just helping people go to college, because we realize that there are lots of different paths to success. And Kentucky Youth Leadership is a great example of one of the areas that we focus in, which is making that readiness, college and career readiness is a big term in the education field in Kentucky, and lots of times that's just attached to a test score. And we know it's so much more than that, especially amongst our students that don't have families that have had a college experience before, don't have those role models. So
we're getting there.
Okay.
And Dawn, with your organization, Kentucky Youth.
Yes.
Education based, I know that we attended a lunch where the kids had some life skills. So what is the thesis, what's the mission statement of your organization?
Well, we spent a whole lot of time talking to local institutions, universities, and businesses, just asking where's the gap? What are you not seeing in the workforce today as people are coming to you out of school systems? And overwhelmingly what we heard was people do not have relational intelligence. They don't know how to work on a team. They don't understand time management, money management, just responsibilities like showing up every day on time. And they'll go into a college interview and get texted and answer the text right there on the spot versus actually turning off their phone. So it's just things that you and I would probably see as common sense, manners that we learned from our parents and our grandparents that aren't being taught anymore. And a lot of that is coming because there are currently 107 languages spoken in the Fayette County school systems alone. Most of those kids are second or third generation children of immigrant families. So mom and dad either don't have the skills themselves, or they're working so many jobs and so many hours outside of the home, they just aren't there to be able to teach the students. And of course, schools are focused on testing scores, so they don't have the means to do that anymore. So you have this ever widening chasm. that's happening, and these kids are perched to come into our workforce, and they're just ill prepared on all of those fronts.
Junior Achievement goes into the schools and teaches in the classroom. By what method do you connect with these kids?
We have a couple different things that we're launching. We have an original curriculum that the program is called KY Lead. So the L stands for Launch Leadership, and that's our curriculum. And the hope is that we'll actually be able to make this resource available to schools, nonprofits that want to utilize it, and even workplaces that want to do it. It's been written so that it's easy enough for a 5th or 6th grader to understand it, but it can be applicable all the way through adulthood. So it's really flexible model. It's very interactive and hands-on. There's some standard book work to it, just understanding vocabulary and things of that nature, but a lot of it actually takes the kids through some activities so that they actually learn the skills and get to put them into practice. When you saw those students, that's exactly what they were doing. They were practicing their skills on how to shake a hand, how to dine appropriately in a business setting, and the manners that go along with that. So not only do we want to teach it, we want to give them the opportunity to really go out into the community and utilize those skills as they're learning them. So there's an interactive component to it. The E in LEAD stands for Engage Globally, which is a second component where we're actually teaching kids how to be global citizens. We want to talk to them not only about the cultures that are needed here at home, but what does it look like if you start working for a company in Kentucky that has a home base in Japan? You need to know what their cultural norms are and how to interact there, just as well as you need to know ours. So we take students abroad for 10 days. They can earn a high school credit, educational credit. If they're college students, they can also apply for a college level credit or a continuing education credit for an adult. And then that's the A, the Achieve Academically, because they're learning and earning credits as they go. And then our final one is Discover Adventurously, which is going to be our alum program. As people come out of it, the hope is that we're birthing a lifelong love of travel and just a global perspective. Part of the curriculum looks at being engaged on a civic level, on a community involvement level, serving others, and being able to work on team activities. So we're really kind of trying to look at the whole person versus just one small avenue.
This sounds like a startup right now, and you're about ready to kick it off?
Yes, Kentucky Youth Leadership has been around since the mid-'80s. It was founded by a group of individuals who had rolled out of Commerce Lexington's Leadership Lexington class. So Ralph Coldiron, Bob Babbage, David Alexander, just that whole group that was really proactive. They also founded the Lexington Forum, so they were a busy group, and they started it. They hosted initially a national program that ran for almost 30 years at Transylvania University. I went through that program in Illinois, moved here for college, and got involved with the Kentucky branch of it, and made my way up through the ranks to be the president. In 2014, our board sat down and we decided to return that program to its national parent. It's a great program. We loved all of our time with it, but we really just felt like there was this huge need for Kentucky students, and we wanted the flexibility to be able to hone in and focus on what those needs were. So while we are a new program, we are an old organization.
With old people.
Yes.
Running the organization, Ralph and his friends. Do you have a website that you can share?
We do. It's kylead.org.
And Kim, let me ask you, it sounds like this could get out of hand very quickly with all the things that you're doing and all these wonderful ideas. What are your goals in the next 12 months?
Well, it's a partnership and collaboration is a complicated but rewarding process when done correctly.
Yes.
So we just finished as a coalition, and there's 30 agencies and organizations represented in this group right now, and we just finished a 3-year strategic planning process. The first thing that we did together was a new campaign called Know How to Pay that you'll be seeing actually on the air real soon, actually beginning June 1st. We sponsored a statewide contest for high school and middle school students to develop 30-second PSAs all around the different ways that you might not think about that that students and families can do to make college more affordable. And so I'm actually tomorrow going to Dunbar High School in Lexington to recognize our statewide champion there, and So that's kind of one thing that we wanted to focus on was when we're talking about these things and to the people that we serve, are we using the same language?
Yeah.
So that's really one of the focuses.
And do you have a website as well?
We do, ky3ccoalition.org.
And the winner at Dunbar, will they be on the website by the time we air in June?
They are already on our YouTube channel.
Okay.
There are all of the whole campaign points to know how to go ky.org, and they will all winning PSAs are already on there as well.
Before we wrap up in about 3 minutes, you need funding and help to help these kids with what they're doing.
Yes.
How can you address what steps you have to raise funds for them?
Well, everything costs money, of course. We do have we're getting ready to launch a GoFundMe campaign. We're looking to pull in corporate partners. We don't want to be a silo organization, so this programming has already been extended to the Leadership Lexington Youth Group, Pritchard Committee Student Voices team, and we're going to continue to roll it out to other organizations. But we just need money to do it, unfortunately. Ideally, in the end, the curriculum sales will underwrite this, so we'll become a self-sustaining process. But we just we're at ground zero. So we'll take all the help we can get. We are also registered with Good Giving. So I know Lexington's very familiar with the Good Giving campaign. We do have a profile on there and are a certified nonprofit through them, so you can always make a donation through that channel.
And you want to give to be significant in order to send these students, and what would be kind of a ballpark of what a donor would be able to contribute?
Ideally, they can get an ad on the back of a t-shirt for $75. We don't want it to be a barrier to entry. We want this to really be something the community owns, because ultimately it's going to benefit all of us in the long run. And they can go all the way up through $5,000 corporate sponsors.
Kim, in the last couple minutes, wrap this up and tell parents and people watching how they can get involved in what efforts you're making right now.
Sure. First of all, I think I would, if we're talking about students and parents, support your own students and get involved in their education in your own local community, and be a voice for the fact that every student can succeed, even if they don't come from a college-going background, or someone, if they're not seen as someone that's on a track to success. It starts in our own individual homes and communities.
Well, thank you, ladies. I hope your websites blow up. Have a good summer, and I'm glad that you reached out and wanted to be on. I hope it does great things for you.
Great. Thank you so much,
Dawn,
Paul.
thank you. Kim, thank
so
you,
much.
and good luck with all this over here. I'm Paul Chartier. We'll be right back on Heart of Gold.